Hi there, welcome to the Overtime Chatter 2. I am here with you this late. It's Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. April the 15th. Yeah. Damn, it's tax day. I'm here to do my Love&Marriage Huntsville recap from the weekend. And I don't know, I just been messing around with it. Because to me, it was okay, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. Okay, so listen, the first thing, we got Nell meeting up with Teasha. I'm so sick of them moving forward. I ain't seen so many people move forward so fucking many times and still wind up going backwards. Wonder where they seem to be for right now in a good place. Just for right now is what I'm saying. So anyway, now they sitting in this little bar place. And it's still like, they still gonna have a fallout because even with this Teasha, she just so, her mouth just smart. Like, for instance, when she said to Nell, she said, Nell said, I had to step back because I feel like you're very genuine. And she was like, I am genuine. She said, I felt your generosity or something. She said, I am genuine. No, something about being genuine. I am genuine. And she said, when I look back at it, it was a lot of reasons why we weren't cool, but we moved there. So they started talking about their problems. And Nell tell her how when the Teasha, Miss Wanda came at her, she didn't like that. And they show was saying, I think it was last season, Miss Wanda and Miss Nell got into an argument when they was all at some kind of event. So then Nell says something to her like, so Letitia said, you don't talk to us because you don't trust us. And she was like, yeah, for me, trust is earned. That's what I'm looking at these notes. That's why I'm looking down. Trust is earned. So Nell said that she's not very easy, that Letitia's not very easy to dismiss, and she said, I'm not dismissible. Like shit like that. I don't like, we're supposed to be cool. You still trying to tell me how you on top. I'm dismissible. I am genuine. If you all that shit, you ain't gotta tell me. So anyway, like I said, this whole shit, Nell dad live with her now. Then she started saying how she was the one who got the license got served when Chris lost his real estate license, and it was her to answer the door, and how he didn't tell her. She was just overacting. So anyway, they stopped. We both got big hearts, and we both firework. We kind of the same. I didn't give a fuck. So I was like, can we move on? So they have an understanding. So they're gonna see how good they do with each other. So that was the end of that. So then we see Kimmy and Maurice, and they had brought some buildings, some called Way Up Building. It used to be a radio station. It was big. And sometimes they have used it as an event center. So that's what they're going to do. Said the land has a lot of potential. And then across the street, and then Kimmy likes to cook. I guess she had a catering business, real estate and catering. And she was like, whenever something happened, they're going to throw this party. But she said, ooh, I throw my party though. Ooh, I want to be better than Lance's. I thought the same shit. I was like, first of all, why are all these old people at this nigga party? He worked so hard that he ain't got no friends. He got had friends every time he turned around. It's about some girl. He always got something. He you know what? He ain't got no male friends. Because that nigga mess around with a bunch of women all day. To me. So anyway, there wasn't no people at that nigga party. So, Nell says, so she was talking about Nell, and she said something about she was hoping that with her doing daycare and her dad living with her, that Chris is helping her, especially since he lost his license. And what's up with that? So Maurice like, well, so Maurice tried to put his shit in there, like Kim ain't know what she was talking about. She said, listen, I know why people lose their license. I'm a fucking broker. That's true. Because before you can be a broker, you got to be a realtor. So she know all the steps and shit. So she said, for it to get there, it already went through the process. They don't just fucking take your license. She said, but I will tell you this, any kind of impropriety, yup, will get your license taken. Sidebar, me, same thing. I was a realtor. I went to school. Motherfuckers like, oh, realtor school hard. It might be for some people, but I'm one of them motherfuckers. If I'm paying my money to learn some shit, to go further, I ain't failing. So I went and worked with this company, a real estate company. ERA is what it's called. It's big in the South. I never saw it up north. But anyway, the dude was real nice. I started as a receptionist, right? And then he was like, would you like to be an agent? And I was like, no, not really, but I like to learn some. But I like to learn some things. So he said, so anyway, he was like, okay, I'll send you to school. So he sent me to school, but he did all that shit, but you got to pay the money back. So I'm racking up driving an hour every day back and forth for like 6 weeks or something, you know, spending money at lunch. But, you know, I still got my job because even though I'm not in the office, I'm in school, I'm still accounting for. Shit, you could take your test like after you get clearance to take your test after you pass school for the state. Man, I got my shit. I went and took my test like at 6 o'clock. I think the test was like 3 hours. And I ain't know that they tell you if you pass right then and there. I was shitting bricks. But when that lady said, you done? I said, yes, ma'am. So I said, okay, I'm getting ready to go now. She said, oh, wait, let me see how you did. Oh, okay. Took your picture right then and there. All that shit. I was looking banged the fuck up. But I ain't care. So anyway, she knows what she's talking about because that shit is true. Because most of the time, it's the same thing from state to state. And this is the reason why I got, now back to what the story. The reason why I got out of real estate is because that exact shit right there. It could be anything that you mess with the fucker or to do something to piss off the seller or the buyer, or you make you do an error, or no thank you. I sold 2 houses to the same man on the same day. They was like on like 2 acres of property in the woods or some shit in Tennessee, in Madison, Tennessee somewhere. And I got the fuck out. I got my commission. I paid my realtor, my broker, what I owed the house. Got my little, which wasn't that much because you got to advertise. You got to have cards. You got to have pictures. It's just a bunch of shit. I just got out of it. So anyway, let me get off of that. So anyway, they started fussing because they had promised this lady, the lady that catered one of Kimmy's meals is a good cook, and I think Kimmy caters with her. And they bought a restaurant and told the girl, hey, we'll have you up in a year and running. Every day they go past that shit, Maurice ain't done nothing. Marceau ain't done nothing. He ain't worked on it. They don't see no changes. So Kimmy talked to Maurice. She said, listen, you need to go talk to your brother. And I don't mean talk to this nigga like he's your brother. I need you to talk to him like this. You pay this nigga some money to do your shit, and he is, you know, playing. I don't know if it's because it's the family discount or what. Because we pay this nigga money, and we don't do that. You know that just because we know each other type of shit. So I want him on the business like I'm on the business. We pay him money like he asked for on his invoice and on his inventory when he go and did a consultation. We giving this nigga his money, but ain't nothing done. And then he got us looking crazy because when he come back and tell us a year, we taking his word for it. So we're going back to our business partner, giving them a year, and this motherfucker ain't broke ground on nothing. So anyway, he said, okay, I'm gonna talk to him. She said, I don't mean that he ha shit. So what else? So she said, you know, we gotta be transparent. I really want you to talk to him. And I was thinking that, you know, it's cool. We all of us in these type of businesses together. We know we can do this like a family. But the Chastity, ugly name, I'm sorry. She ain't, you know, where her, you know, we done told her that this was going to do. Where her drive at? The lady was ready to go, hyped, and, you know, she enthusiastic. She ready, but what we going to tell her? She said, well, I'm telling you, you're talking to your brother, don't be doing that giggling shit. I can't stand that. So anyway, she said, you know, you got to do this, dog, because you made a commitment to somebody else. So then we got Marceau and Teasha, and they going bike riding together. And you can tell there's some shit they don't do because he's so worried about her big ass falling off that bike. And I'm sorry I said big ass. I'm real little. But she built funny to me. She like like a can of biscuits that's just busted in some places, not the whole can. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Just everything about her irritates me. She don't like people talking gossip about her. But this last 2-3 episodes, every time you see this bitch, she telling on Ken and somebody DM. She running around talking about Miss Nell and Chris situation, and you know, she talking too much, but she don't let nobody say shit about her. And then I hate the way she talk when she sound. It's like she trying to sound like she went to Harvard, but she actually went to the school of countryness. She just fucking country to me. I don't know. She just irritates me. I think she fake. So anyway, they talking to each other, and this is how they spend. This is weird. It was like, it's time. She love it when they spend time together. And this bike ride thing was so good. They glad they took time out. Then they both dumbasses said, we should have brought the kids. But you trying to spend time by yourselves. What the fuck you gonna bring the kids for? Anyway, I don't know. Y'all just don't seem as loving and touching and shit as y'all used to. Y'all don't hug or kiss or nothing. I'm just saying. It just look weird. So anyway, they start talking about Tish sending Lance the response in a DM or something. And it was just goofy and it was funny and it wasn't nothing to it. So Teasha starts saying she had a meeting with Nell, and her and Nell really aired shit out, and how, what else she say, and how she just got so much going on with everything with the daycare and with Chris, and she hoped the same thing, that he helping her, and Nell just real upset about this license thing, and did you know about it? And he said, I had heard something about it, but I tell you this, for them motherfuckers that want to know something about it, he didn't say in Memphis, but for these motherfuckers that want to know everything about everybody, they sure don't say they ain't transparent with their own thing. So, you know, I'm talking to the nigga about it. So, I'm going to do them like I want somebody to do me. I'm going to go right and ask him. He said, I can't believe we was transparent as hell. They was asking us all them questions. What about this? Well, somebody said that. And we, every time they ask us something, baby, we answered them back. And now something happened to him, like he get his license and he don't even come tell me. So she was like, yeah, he said, well, I think it's fine if you ask him. Of course you do, bitch, you nosy. So anyway, we got Chris meeting with Marcel. He meet Marcel at one of his projects again where he ain't finished with shit. He get the building he in, he gotta get out of it because he's rented that space out. So he's moving to the next door. It's like a strip mall shit built with businesses. I think they all his. So he moving to the next building, and he told Chris, I can't get in here till first I got to get these people out of there, but before I can get in my shit, I got to finish Teasha shit. He said, I thought this was Teasha's office. Nah. Her office next door. So Chris said, well, you just the whole strip about to be your shit, ain't it? He's like, he just kind of laughed. So he said, you know, I don't know how to say this to you, but why you ain't got no license? You know, fuck playing. What happened to your license? Why you ain't tell me? So Chris said, why should I have told you that I ain't got no license? And he said, cause, you know, we was going to go into business with each other. He said, well, I ain't signing shit with you. He said, man, you talked to me about a year ago about possible business shit. He said, yeah, when I was talking to you was answering me questions, I was answering you. And now you ain't got no license. He said, dude, you talked to me over a year ago. And we was just talking. So if we just talking, why the fuck I need to come tell you I ain't got no license? He said, well, I guess that mean I don't mean nothing. He said, hey, yeah, shit, fuck it. You don't. I think he told me don't. So he was like, oh, excuse me, I thought I was somebody. He said, you ain't. He said, you should have told me. He said, I guess I am a nobody. He said, I guess you are, because I ain't telling you shit. And why would I tell you? So they both feel the same way. It's like, damn, now wives is getting along. They hoping that don't, because them two ain't getting along now, that don't fuck them up. So, of course, Chris, he going home crying and Nell. He getting dressed up to run around and do what? Oh, I got to go back to Chris and Marcel, because Marcel said, you owe it to the community. He said, nigga, ain't nobody go with me. Ain't nobody study with me and take no test. And ain't nobody name on my shit except mine. So I don't owe the community nothing. I'm just saying, you're a pillar of the community. He said, he said, I'm a stay a pillar of the community. And I'm always going to be the big motherfucker around here with a license or not. He said, I got lawyers and shit. Working it out, it's going to be okay. I got a few things I got to do, and it's just going to be okay. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. He's a lot later for you. So he go home, he crying in there. And he crying coming home to her. She crying out front, digging up some kind of big, there's some big ass planters. I wish Chris was up in here. He ain't never around. Shit, when you need him. So anyway, wherever he said that he pull up, she tell her she out there wrestling with the flowers and shit. So he tell her about Marceau. She said, so she started telling him. So Nell started telling her that him and Chris, what they was talking about, and how he like ain't how that motherfucker came off on him, talking about his license belonged to the community. And then here go Nell. Well, I kind of said that too. I kind of felt a little bit like he felt. I was like, that was the wrong shit to say. Even though you felt that, you should shut your damn mouth. So anyway, he was just like, whatever the fuck. So anyway, Maurice go see Maurice. Maurice go see Marceau because Maurice is sitting somewhere in his soft life looking at his brother talk about his projects or his house. So he get in touch with him and he run up there and look at this property, right? It's still same shit. They got a frame, bunch of shit laying on the side of the mountain, like the windows and doors and shit and whatever. You know, he just ain't done shit. It ain't. So he said, and you wanted to come up here and see my projects? Anyway, it is really up a hill because Marceau didn't drive his, he had some Lamborghini or something. He got in his brother's truck and rode up the hill. So anyway, when they got up there, he was like, oh yeah, man, you doing a lot of shit. It's cool. He said, but what about my shit? He said, I'm going to get to it. He said, man, I'm tired of listening to that shit. You keep saying you're going to get on my stuff. You're going to do it. And then I go by there every year. Every day I go by the same place for a year. You ain't done shit. It just looked the same. When he started telling him, well, I got to get a map. And he's like, man, every time I turn around, all that shit just sound like excuses. I pay you money. You supposed to promise me. You promised me some shit. I promised them the shit you promised me. And I really promised them because you my brother. And then you got me looking crazy out here in the street. You got my word looking fucked up. He said, you know what? I know what to do. I'm going to motivate you. So Maurice said, how you going to do that? He said, don't worry about it, but you're going to get motivated. He said, what you going to do, motivate me? He think his brother called him a slimy lawyer. He didn't. He said, what you going to do, Maurice? You going to sue me? You slimy ass. But he ain't call him a slimy ass lawyer, so I don't know if that really matters or not. But Maurice ain't like that shit. He was so mad. He didn't even get in that nigga car. His truck to go back down the hill, motherfucker said, I'll walk. He said, you know what, I'm going to motivate your ass. Don't worry about it, but you going to fix my shit. So then you hear Maurice hollering, oh, boy, I'm going to fix your thing. He said, I know, you sound motivated like a motherfucker now. You over here blowing holes in mountains, all types of shit. Am I still sitting there? Oh, you going to fix my shit. You ain't got to sue me. I'm going to fix it. He said, I'm going to motivate you because I'm going to get your shit done. He said, I know. You sound real motivated now, but he was mad. That shit was so good to see them two argue like that. Like, that's the first time I have seen the both of them not really bullshit each other. So I was like, okay. Because Maurice was like, I don't want you to see you looking down at the ground. I ain't trying to listen to this long. He's like, I ain't going to give you no excuse. I just telling you, you think you know how everything works. So he said, you going to tell me the reason why my shit ain't done is because you need some new drawings. It take a whole fucking year to get drawings. And he was like, no, I'm trying to tell you, I only got a license to do this. Every time something changes in the plans, an inspector got to look at the equipment to make sure the equipment is the right kind of equipment, to make sure before we put it in the building. It's a step at this. You mean tell me this shit can't go no well, anyway, he supposed to be getting his shit done, so I thought that was good. So, I thought that shit was good. So this one really got me going. I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Damn, I had the thing up in front of my face, just blocking my way. Oh yeah, he said that shit, build your big old pals, but I'm gonna motivate you. You're gonna fix my shit. I thought it was funny. It was really funny. So listen, you could be anywhere for 19 minutes and 40 seconds, but you was here with me. And I love you for it. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back later with another video. Bye now.